Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Real Chat Daddy Show. Say good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Monday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. I am your host, Chat Daddy. Glad to be back with you guys on the second day of May, 2022. Mother's Day weekend is coming up this weekend. Hopefully, spring will finally come out of its hibernation in most places across the country because the weather has been really crazy. We have another great show planned for your viewing and listening pleasure this evening. As you guys all know, May is Mental Health Awareness Month. And tonight we're going to talk about a really tragic story that happened over the weekend. Country music singer Naomi Campbell. Is that right? Yeah. Naomi, Judd, Naomi Judd. Well, I said Naomi Campbell. I'm sorry. Naomi Judd committed suicide. And we're going to talk about how it takes an effect on people, all of that. My apologies on the name mix up. And then also we have a wonderful guest tonight that's going to talk about our past and what can we do to create the future. He is a reverend and a doctor. I cannot wait to have this wonderful conversation this evening. Kay Renee and I both took the exam, and we'll talk about that. Speaking of Kay Renee, our co-host, my good friend, and the lady with all the answers, one and only Miss Kay Renee of Karen's Nuggets of Knowledge. What's happening? How are you?
Good evening, Art. Good evening to our listening audience. I can't believe it's May, the 5th month of the year.
I know. That sucks. I mean, the year is going by quickly. It is going by quickly.
I can't believe it, but by it being a new month, exude your power, ladies and gentlemen. This is the month of power. Wear something purple and just exude what your power is. So,
right.
Yes.
Royalty is purple.
Yes, it is.
Right. Yes, absolutely. Okay. Well, glad to be back with you. How was your weekend?
Oh my goodness. I had a great weekend. As you know, we finished up our podcast with comedian and actress AJ. I don't want to say AJ Sanders, who played Gina Devereaux of A Different World. It was just like having a girls' chat. So kudos to AJ, and of course my podcasting sister, Miss Kim Coleman, of Sister Girl Speaks. We just had a great show over the weekend, so it was cool.
You know, what I found so interesting about the conversation is that she is just super relatable. From many years ago when I talked to her, she was a sweetheart then. Matter of fact, I think I met her originally at Spice's Jazz Bar many years ago. Right. And so just to hear her talk, you're right. It was like a slumber party or a girls, card game or whatever the case may be. What did you take away the most about the person she is from that conversation?
That she is truly who she is. She's not, she made it clear she's not a Hollywood girl. She's just trying to live her best life. And the one thing, the question I always ask, and it's definitely apropos as we're about to honor and celebrate mom. She said her mom is her inspiration. And she was able to help her, just guide her, whatever her dreams are. So I just really enjoyed AJ, and hopefully we'll get a chance to talk with her again.
Well, congratulations to both of you ladies. That is a major accomplishment. Your show is moving right along, and y'all doing the doggone thing. So big round of applause on that.
Well, I have to say thank you to you, Chat, because if it hadn't been for you, I'd have never met Kim. And there we go. Then candid conversations wouldn't have come to play. So
I get it. I absolutely do. Okay. All right. Well, as you guys all know, we are a health and wellness show. This show was started during the pandemic to keep people informed about the latest COVID-19 update numbers. And we were telling you guys last week that the numbers are rising across the country. It seems as if there's no panic or concern, but a lot of the suburban counties surrounding Chicago, they're being moved up to a medium level of COVID. So that means there's been an uptick of COVID. They're looking for Chicago to be coming up next with quite a few cases. So I want to give you guys the latest report. Illinois reported 2,422 new COVID cases and no deaths in the last 24 hours. There have been at least 3,147,633 total cases of COVID-19 here in the state of Illinois. Unfortunately, we've had 33,620 related fatalities here in the state since the beginning of the pandemic. The 7-day average case rate is now reported to be 200 per 100,000. So that's what's starting to move that number up. So they're looking at it like that. As of Sunday night, 699 patients in Illinois were reported to be in the hospital battling COVID-19. Of those, 72 patients were in the ICU, and 21 of those patients were on ventilators. So the past weekend, this past Friday, Illinois reported 5,955 new cases of COVID, and there were 15 related deaths to COVID as of this past Friday. This marks the largest single day increase since February 4th of this year. So, Kay Renee, I see your eyes bulging and bucking, and I'm curious to know your thoughts on all of this. It's coming back up. It is. Look, I'm with you. I got you. It is coming. It's rising again. Of course, we're not seeing people as sick as they were when we first found out about this in 2020, March of 2020. But it really does raise a question. And then I heard that there's another variant in the works as we speak right now, that there's another variant besides the current one we're dealing with. So as we always say on this show, we're going to mask it up. I notice a lot of people are having summer events and parties and things like that. I'm with you. I'll even talk to you guys a little bit about what you can do. But the thing is that we're going to cover it up. We're going to cover it up. Right. Absolutely. Yep. And you see, I'm even fancy. I got where I can unzip it and everything. So, we'll see. But as we say on this show, we will be wearing our mask until Juvember of 2025. That weird month in 2025, Juvember.
That's right. Juvember.
Yeah. Juvember. Absolutely. Okay. Well, with that being said, let's get into our news stories tonight. Oh, let me give you guys a few tips. These are the current CDC guideline tips. This is what they are recommending. The CDC is recommending that you wear a mask indoors to protect those at high risk for severe illness from COVID-19 infections. This includes anybody over 50, those with underlying health condition, and the immunocompromised community. How do you say that? You know that big word. Yeah, the ones that's in dicey jeopardy. Let's put it like that. If you are indoors socializing, they ask that you possibly wear a mask, avoid places that are poorly ventilated if you sit inside. Get tested before attending any family event, picnic, home service, anything that you would be doing where a lot of people would be there. Get tested before you go. For those of you all that ordered your home testing kits, they're telling you to take tests at home, use the test. I know people who have taken the tests do work, and that way you will know. Get in touch with your primary care physician to at least register what is going on, how you are feeling, all of that. And that's it. And try to get your booster is what they're encouraging. But other than that, that is the only thing that they're talking about with this particular situation now. What are your thoughts?
Well, summer is not official until next month. And,
right.
It's between the uptick in cases, and then you can't even go downtown here in Chicago. I don't know what the hell is going on.
No.
Folks just acting bat-snick crazy.
Yes, they are. Well, what Kay Renee is talking about is something that I was getting ready to bring up as well, too. It seems as if downtown Chicago is the most frightening thing ever now. And for anybody who knows me, I have been the biggest cheerleader and supporter of tourism, people visiting. I mean, just the restaurants, everything. But downtown Chicago is really just almost like the Wild Wild West, as I said before. This weekend, 32 people have been shot in the city, 7 of them fatal. Just to kind of give you guys a reminder of what happened, there was a gentleman murdered in a hotel room downtown this past weekend. 2 women got shot. One of the women died right by the House of Blues Hotel. And that was Friday going into Saturday, I think it was. Mm-hmm. And then you had yesterday where 2 of the members of Moulin Rouge was shot in the service alley by the Neolander Theater. And what happened was they were just innocent bystanders. The gentlemen who load the equipment, the stage handlers, and, you know, help and things like that, they were the gentlemen that ended up getting shot. And they were just doing their job. And so I don't know. It's rough with everything that is going on in the city of Chicago right now. And I know it's election season and everybody's going to try to outdo each other and one trumping the other with goodies and all that type of stuff. But until this crime is addressed, I don't know.
I don't either. And again, hopefully the weather will turn. But, you know, when the weather does turn, is this what we're going to be expecting?
Exactly.
You know, and a lot of people, Chicago is a major metropolitan city. Everyone likes to come to Chicago in the summer. There are going to be a lot of festivals, Lollapalooza. I'm sure they're going to bring back Taste of Chicago. All the festivals, you know, they're coming. The LTGPQ parade is coming. So, you know, people, we just have to just be careful. And again, just be kind. What's wrong with not being kind?
We are on constant swivel here in the city of Chicago. Try sitting at a stoplight. Try standing on a bus stop. Try just anything. I mean, people are doing such wild and crazy things in the streets of Chicago, driving wise, that it is just ridiculous. You got to stay like this the entire time you drive. And I don't know. And then you worried about if somebody gonna knock you over your head when you at the grocery store. I see why suburban stores are so busy and lines are so long, because people, you know, they just can't take shopping in the city anymore.
Or either get your Amazon or Instacart and have it delivered to your house. Shoot.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely.
We're gonna have to just wait and see with this interesting dynamic. I won't say post-pandemic because we're still in the pandemic, but we're just gonna have to wait and see. And by all means, y'all, please stay prayerful.
Absolutely. Well, the story that everyone is talking about tonight, and Kay Renee and I talked earlier and said that we definitely want to talk about this story tonight. Naomi Judd, the mother-daughter duo of the Judds, died this past Saturday. It is now being reported that it was from suicide. As you guys all know, the late Naomi Judd was inducted Sunday into the Country Music Hall of Fame alongside her daughter and music partner Winona, a day after she took her life at the age of 76. Just so you guys know, a lot of people question or ask, you know, Art, why is this such an effect on you? And you and I talked earlier, Kay Renee, people don't realize that people who struggle with anxiety, depression, things like that, they send out cries for help, but people oftentimes ignore them, brush them, push them to the side, tell them to continue to keep moving. You know, you're a cash cow, whatever the case may be. And people don't understand it's critical. I love the fact that this woman came from the Appalachian foothills of Kentucky, you know, was broke, a bad relationship. She and her daughter were on like a local talent show and got discovered. And so their story really is a modern day rags to riches story. What do you think about all of this?
Well, before we get started, I really want to say prayers to not only Winona, but her youngest, Ashley, who I adore. She's just a wonderful actress. One of the things why it struck me, because I've been there, and to know that Naomi had suffered, not saying in silence, because she was very vocal about it. You know, when Robin Roberts in Good Morning America this morning, it was enough for her not to compose herself, because it really took her, because she was very open with Robin about her diagnoses as someone who has mental illness and severe depression. And of course, everyone's going to say, well, how did she have depression? She had it all. She had money. She had stature. She had fame, people who love her. But see, when you're going through that, you can't see that within yourself. And that's why it's just really important, especially in these days and times, to show compassion for people, because you don't know what they're going through. And when I saw that interview of her and Robin, my heart just went to her, because you could see it in her face that she was just struggling. And to know that they were about to go on tour in September, her and Wynonna.
Yes.
For this to happen, it says she was just at a very low point. And I said, my heart truly, I mean, I can understand when Wynonna says she was blessed. She feels blessed and broken simultaneously. That's a feeling, ladies and gentlemen, you don't want to have. But absolutely. The reality is we all go through struggles. And the only thing that you have to do sometimes, you may have to just live moment by moment, not worry about tomorrow, not worry about yesterday, just live. If you got to live minute by minute, and by all means. I mean, she went to therapy. They tried gave her every medication possible, and it still was not helping her. So it's hard for me to even talk on this, because I know she was a good person. You can tell by the way she lived her life. Of course, she had struggles like all of us do, but she tried to live her best life. And unfortunately, it wasn't good enough. But I pray to God that He just wraps her in His arms, and just she has her next level of her experience. But I really feel for Wynonna and Ashley, because now not only it was so close to the induction, Mother's Day is coming up. That is just, it's a trigger that unfortunately those two are going to always remember.
You're absolutely right. You were speaking about her interview with Robin on Good Morning America. I, being a Today Show fan, I love both shows, but I'm partial to the Today Show. I can't talk tonight, but she sat down to do an interview. I think it was in December of 2017, and it was Hoda that was interviewing her. And Hoda was just saying, they were talking about her struggle and battle. And did you know, like out of nowhere, back in 2011, it just came on her, the severe depression, the suicidal thoughts, all of that. She, that's exactly when she said it hit her, and she just didn't know what to do and how to deal with it ever since then. And I've even asked people who have been in that situation, when do you think it kicked in? And if they are still clear about what has happened or what the moment was, they'll be able to tell you exactly when that moment was. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Yep. So, it is. It's very sad. It really, really, if anybody is struggling out there, again, we are a health and wellness show. We want to make sure people are doing the right things. Please reach out to the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. That's National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. 800-273-8255 is the number where you can get help. 24 hours a day. They pick up wherever you are. They know they'll get somebody to help you right away, because it's unbelievable. And every time I hear a story like this, it hurts my heart, because again, as you said, someone with all the wealth, fame, no issues, no problems, all of a sudden just commits suicide, and the family has to report due to mental illness.
Yeah.
I was listening.
No, it's just really sad.
I was listening to a story earlier today where I guess her grandfather must have had mental illness issues, tried the same thing, but he also tried to take two other people out with him at the same time. So a lot of us inherit mental illness as well, too. So you have to be careful of that. A lot of people, we came from a era of, if you really think about this, with the Great Migration, a lot of our people who came after the initial people were people that left the South for reasons of maybe to gain better education, or they didn't have any education and could come here and work and get jobs. And this was the land of opportunity. And a lot of those mental illnesses were never, ever acknowledged or treated. And so generations later, this mental illness is really manifesting itself in a lot of different people. So, you know, that's the way I look at it. And that's what I've read and talked to people about. So I don't know. I could be wrong. What do you think?
No, and I think one of our viewers, I think it was Preston, said even in Black men, it's just untreated because it doesn't even, you know, especially with Black men, when they are depressed, they're not supposed to be depressed, right?
Right.
They hide it better, or I don't know, better or worse, whichever how you want to take it, than most groups. And so we just really have to be mindful and just, you know, when you have people, whether it's friends or family, that you see some signs, you have to just kind of reach out and try to help. You know, to do nothing is the worst thing that you can do, because you don't want to have the feeling of regret.
Yep. You know, I've had other conversations with people. Matter of fact, the spirit of, once you get that spirit off of you, you have to redirect your energy in ways that you find a new way to fulfill your life. What is your purpose? It could be a lot of different things, but in order to get that spirit off of you, you've got to really work, see therapists, do the right things, try to get your mind right and all of that. Because every time I hear it, it just blows my mind, you know. So our thoughts and prayers go out to the Judd family. We are so sorry about that. And remember, you guys, May is Mental Health Awareness Month. If you or anybody you know is struggling, just thinking about a lot of just out of place things, please give the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline a call. Okay.
Hopefully we can have Dr. Janet come in to talk about this as well, because, you know, this is just, I had no idea. When I heard the news, I said, you know, then hearing about mental illness, I was like, what? And then, of course, everyone, the news outlets were reporting, you know, the interviews that she had done and the openness that she displayed about mental health and mental illness. And I just was kind of, my eyes just were wide. And I said, I had no truly idea. And then, of course, this morning when they announced that she committed suicide, my heart just sunk. It really did.
Yep, absolutely. Thank you, guys. We appreciate you so much for the comments. Yep, you're absolutely right. So as we move on to our next story, are you ready for this? And we're going to figure out, is this a mental illness issue or and I'm sure this affected a lot of people during the pandemic. Talk show host Oprah Winfrey, media mogul, you know, the grand poobah. I love Oprah. Think she's amazing. The Grand Dame.
Yes.
She told the LA Times that she did not leave her house for 322 days during the pandemic. She said this allowed her time to be to herself for the first time in years. She opened up about her experience with the LA Times, talking about the COVID-19 pandemic, the 322 days she spent alone in her house. And so I guess Oprah's like a lot of people. There are people who I know that are just now coming back out the house. I mean,
Oprah she's like a person, but here's the deal, y'all. Now, I love me some Oprah. Don't get me wrong. I had a chance to meet her.
I know what you do say.
But we don't have a beautiful house that she does in Santa Barbara or Montecito, or have her home in Maui, which I know she's done some things in Maui. And I don't really feel she was truly alone, because, you know, she has a man called Mr. Stepman Graham. Maybe he was on the other side of the wing during some days. Thank you, Dr. Cynthia. That's what I'm talking about. So, and I know Stedman too. So, for her to say she was totally isolated, I believe it to a certain degree. But the level of isolation, see, I could be isolated like Oprah for 322 days if I had Oprah, or if I had Oprah House. I'll be glad. You ain't had to ever see me at all.
Do you understand? I agree. I agree.
I love Oprah. Don't get me wrong. I do. And she knows I do. But I'm glad that she had time to be with herself.
Right. Me too. Me too.
Remember, she worked in her show for 25 years. So she's used to getting, and believe me, she is used to getting all types of attention. So the pandemic has helped her perhaps be a little bit more grounded, because speaking of Oprah, she's done a documentary called The Color of Care. And I highly recommend all of us, especially us Black folks, see this documentary because it is powerful. It is streaming now on YouTube for free through the 31st. See, Oprah, I love you because I'm giving you a shout out. But at the end of the day, she was isolated in a beautiful multi-million-dollar mansion.
Yes, ma'am.
Like your cousin, Dr. Cynthia, said, she had chefs, she had all types of staff. If she wanted to be in the pool butt naked, she could do that. Nobody was going to touch Miss Oprah Winfrey.
Nope. So look.
What we need to do, Art, and we're going to put it out in the universe. If we're isolated, let's be isolated like Oprah. Then I'm like, okay.
Well, I mean, when you really think about it, sweetheart, we were isolated. We were just isolated in the ghetto.
Or Le Hood.
Right. We were at Chateau. Look, I'm like Chate. Yeah, that's how they say it. Chateau Le Ghetto. We were.
Right.
We were
in La Chatham and La Burnside. That's the neighborhood. So we are.
That's right. I had several boxes of Ritz crackers and some cream cheese, and I ate with my pinky finger out. So yes, no, but yeah, I'm with you 100%. Oprah has the money, the power, the fame. I'm sure Oprah's staff did just like, what's her name? Martha Stewart. You know, Martha Stewart required her people to stay with her during the entire pandemic. She allowed them to go home. They could get tested or whatever the case may be. But Martha Stewart kept a staff during the entire pandemic. So I'm sure Oprah probably did the same thing. Huh?
Bill Gates.
Yeah.
Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos with his woman. You know, what's the other one who just bought Twitter? Elon Musk.
Mm-hmm.
If they want to be even the crazy son of a gun in Russia.
Right.
I guarantee you, he definitely want to be isolated. He gonna be isolated for a while if he loses war. So you know, I would love to be in Oprah's shoes in that case. To say, you know what, let's isolate ourselves for 322 days in a beautiful, beautiful mansion. Have everything that we want.
Right.
You know,
she got a beautiful garden. She got a garden full of vegetables.
All that.
Right.
And you know, she has a network, so she ain't got to worry about cable. Hell, she can just produce a show in her house, and this is Oprah show right here.
That's what didn't she do that with Megan and whatever? Yeah.
Yes,
so all right, let's move on from Oprah. We love you, Oprah. We really do.
Love you, sweetie.
So tonight is the 2022 Met Gala. So tomorrow, all of the shows will be talking about the fashion, the hoopla. Tonight was the first time it's been back in person. It did come back last year with a limited amount of people. It's coming back this year with a limited amount of people. But tonight's theme is grandeur, and they are wanting people to dress tonight from 1870 to 1890. And this was a period when things were on the cultural change, things were being created, skyscrapers, people were living somewhat in fortune back then, and it was 1870 to 1890. As a result, you will probably see a lot of people tomorrow on the shows, or tonight if you've seen it on the red carpet. They'll be wearing such textiles like satin, silk, velvet, and fringe, and it would be adorned with over-the-top lace, bows, frills, ruffles, and the colors of the evening are either rich and deep jewel tones or very light colors. Because back then, in that time period, you know, they didn't have air conditioning in the house and all that. So they wore light colors, you know, airy colors like that. So what do you think? So far, I've seen Janelle Monáe's Arrival, and she was just phenomenal.
I saw Kerry Washington, Miss Olivia Pope herself, getting dressed in her dress. That's something, you know what, Art? I'm going to put it out there. That's on my bucket list. I want to attend the Met Gala and looking fabulous. I think I've always wanted to attend the Met Gala, especially since I'm a Real Housewives junkie, and I was watching, you know, the Real Housewives of New York in its early stages. I don't care for it now, but you know that they always had an episode where they would attend the Met Gala. So
yes, the Met Gala.
I really want to do that, be on the red carpet, show, you know, all that. So I'm putting it out there, Lord. I want to attend the Met Gala. Don't know when it's going to happen, but I want to attend. Hopefully my big brother could be my plus one, my date.
Okay. Amen. Amen. I will be your plus one. Okay.
Yes.
Very good. We're gonna slay it on the carpet.
Oh, yes, we are.
Yeah, we'll slay it on the carpet. All right, very good. All right, well, let's see what else we need to talk about before our very special guest joins us tonight. Do you have anything to talk about?
Yes, honey. You know, we talked about this story early, I think it was last week, about Bill Murray and his behavior. Well, apparently, Miss Keke Palmer, who is a fellow Virgo, you know, we Virgo women, we don't play that.
Right.
Well, apparently he was very unprofessional to Miss Keke. And that's one of the reasons why the production of Being Mortal is shut down, because she went to report him. See, you don't mess with. Yes, honey.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Miss Keke he said some some obscenities and just being really unprofessional to Miss Keke. And Keke was like, okay, I got you. I know exactly what to do. She went and told production. Production said, we're going to shut this down and investigate.
Oh, wow. I hate to hear that. You sent me the story.
Y'all.
Yeah, it's going to be a mess. It really is. All right.
Mess.
It is. For those of you all that are just joining us, welcome to the Monday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. It's the first Monday of May 2022. Boy, this month will probably go by fast. Believe it or not, at the end of the month is the holiday weekend. Mother's Day is this coming weekend. And so tomorrow night, we will not be here. We have an engagement tomorrow during the day. I have an engagement tomorrow night. But when we come back on Wednesday night, we're going to celebrate Mother's Day in a big way. We're going to talk about things that you can do to celebrate your mom. You know, some people, money might still be tight. Some people might want to do some high-end luxury things. So I'm going to have a list of things that you can do from every end of that spectrum to celebrate your mom. And then if your mom is no longer here, we have a wonderful guest, Miss Sharon Rowe, who has written a book about honoring the legacy of your late mom. Kay Renee and I both are in that same situation of our mothers no longer being here, and Mother's Day and that type of thing is you know, always very hard on those that have lost their mother. So Sharon Rowe book, it will just talk about all of the things you can do. She has a wonderful story to share about something she did and the coincidences, and that's what made her want to write this book. All right, what were you going to say, dear? You seem as if you were moved.
Well, you know, this week and this month, there are a lot of things that we can commemorate. One is Teachers Appreciation Week. So for those teachers, you know, if you have a favorite teacher, but whether he or she is no longer with us or he or she is with you, take that time to honor and respect. Because I had very few teachers that I love, but my first teacher was my mommy, because she was a teacher. So let's, you know, this week between now and Friday, honor your teachers. And I have to make this little shout out. This May is International Internal Auditor Awareness Month. For those who know, I have been in the audit profession for over 20 years, and some people say, you don't look like the typical auditor. I said, no, dear, I'm not white, I'm not a male, and I ain't rigid. But the internal audit profession has definitely evolved since I came around in the late 80s. So take the time to appreciate audit, because audit can save you if you're doing some bad things, and it can help you if you're doing some good things. So
yes,
that's
very good.
That's my PSA.
Well, you shouldn't be so fabulous as an auditor. You're right. Yeah, we need rigid old white man. We need you salty and crusty. Yeah, you too fabulous to be an auditor. Yeah, no, we right. That's why you went to talk show host with me. I think that's the reason. I just think that's the reason. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, to loosen up a little bit. Speaking of loosening up a little bit, our guest this evening is somebody that we're very excited to welcome to the show. I got a chance to check him out on Daytime Chicago a few weeks ago, and it was right after I did my segment on reciprocity. And he kind of just tied it all together. I just was excited. My dear friend and my running buddy, the one and only Miss Bonnie Deshawn, was like, that's my pastor, right? I was like, that's your pastor. I was like, you lying. I was like, please let him know I'm a fan. Like everything he said, I want to take the test, all of that. And so I am just honored. And we even had a snafu. So that's why he ended up here with us tonight. But I'm going to tell you why he ended up with us here tonight. It's his birthday. And who celebrates birthdays better than us on this show? Come on now. Right. It was a reason for that mishap. Because tonight we can ready to celebrate his birthday. Do you want to talk a little bit about our guest tonight before I introduce?
Well, this man, as Art said, he is a pastor. He is an Enneagram specialist, and Enneagram is really interesting. I want him to definitely talk about that.
Me too.
But he's an author. I mean, he was a pastor of one of the famous churches in Harlem, Abyssinian Baptist. Come on now, you know this. Yes. And for those, he went to the house, y'all. For those men who went to Morehouse, he attended Morehouse, and I know there's some A-Phi-A men out there. Yes, he's an alpha.
Yes.
So would you like me to introduce the birthday boy?
Well, I'm gonna introduce the birthday boy. You did a good job. You did like the first lady's announcement. Yeah, you did. So now I got to do the pastor's announcement. So
do the pastor's announcement.
Yeah, absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show Reverend Dr. Darrell Griffin, who is the senior pastor of Oakdale Covenant Church of Chicago. He is also the author of the book, Building a Better You, using, what's that fancy word, Kay Renee? What's that fancy word? Yeah, that's right, baby. That's right. All right. To find purpose, healing, and success in your relationships. We are honored to have him here tonight, and happy birthday. Yay!
Now that he's done that, let me do it right. Okay,
wait. Let me get the screen right. You know we're a Ghetto Fabulous show now. Okay, so
let's get it right. All right.
Right, there he is. Yay. All right.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Reverend D. Darrell. Happy birthday to you.
Wow, thank you so much.
You are welcome. Good evening. How are you this evening?
I am wonderful. What a pleasant birthday gift to be on the show today. It's an honor.
It is a pleasure to have you here this evening. I really want to compliment you. You did an outstanding job on Daytime Chicago, and I have always been a firm believer of what your past has been. Eventually in life, you'll find out what your future will be. And when Bonnie told me that, you were her pastor and good friend, I just said, Bonnie, I've got to talk to him on the show. And Kay Renee and I both have just been excited to just, after we took the test, just to hear what you have to say. So please introduce yourself to the audience, and then let's get into what we need to know about this journey we're getting ready to take with you.
All right. First of all, I'm Darrell Griffin. I have pastored Oakdale Covenant Church on the south side of Chicago for the last 22 years. I've been teaching the Enneagram, got exposed to it probably about maybe 16 years ago. So I've been teaching the Enneagram. The Enneagram is a wonderful tool similar to Myers-Briggs, leading from your strength, DISC, strength finders. I like the Enneagram because what I love about it is it not only tells you where you are, but where you need to be.
Mm-hmm.
So Ennea means 9 and Gram means point. So it's a 9 personality assessment tool.
Mm-hmm.
And when I took this about maybe 16 years ago, I was shocked at how accurate the Enneagram was in nailing my personality. And of course, I had to learn I said, oh my God, how did you do this? I want to learn how to, understand the Enneagram. So I went and I learned, got a certification on the Enneagram. And then I put a little Afro sheen on it so that it would fit our context.
Very good. Yes. Yes.
And all of that. And during the pandemic, I really didn't have anything to do. Literally, we were all sort of stuck trying to figure out what to do. So I wrote my book called Building a Better You, using the Enneagram to find purpose, healing, and success in relationships.
Mm-hmm.
And so the Enneagram is 9 personality types. 1 is a good person. That is the oldest child, the one that takes leadership in the family. 2 is a loving person, and that's a person who puts other people's needs before their needs. They've never met a stranger. 3s are efficient people where they operate in systems. 4s are original people. They are your artists, your creatives. 5s are wise people, your introverts, your intellectuals, your thinkers. 6s are loyal people. They're your law and order, black or white, your military, follow the rules. You have no problems with me. 7s are joyful people, big picture people, risk takers, adventurers. 8s are powerful people, captains of industry, your activists, strong personalities. And then 9s are peaceful people, your reconcilers, easygoing.
Wow.
So those are the 9%. And my argument is the more I know about myself, the better I can be in relationship with you.
Yes.
So
yes.
That's the key, is to really understand ourselves. And all of us have a slice of God in us.
Amen.
So if you notice, I said good, loving, efficient. Those are all the characteristics of God. Is that making sense?
Yes. Perfect sense. Hey, Renee, go right in if you got a question for him as well, too, because I know it's not better than this.
I just want to know my score. That's all I want.
Who wants to go first?
Hey, we're going to wait on that. We're going to wait. So I'm torn on all of this. Out of all the people you've ever talked to, how accurate has been your, the results of these people? Or is it like feast or famine with it?
No, it's been pretty accurate. So, you, Chat Daddy, you'll be able to say when I do your results, you'll be able to say whether or not I was accurate, I nailed you. K Renee, you'll be able to say you nailed me, or he needs to get another job.
Okay, all right. That's good. We that type of show now. We that type of show. But I have faith in you because I'm telling you,
right.
When you did the ladies on the show, I was like, wow. And I know these ladies. Yes. So interesting.
So that's why I like it. And then, it's great for relationships, people who are dating, people who are married, people who are dating. I do this for companies, for organizations, for schools. So it's a great tool because guess what? If you work with difficult people, you need to know how to manage them.
Yeah.
And you need tools. And remember, if you only have a hammer, everything looks like a nail. So you're always pounding. So this just gives you more tools for the tool chest.
Right.
So that's what I love about it. I love it. And it has helped me as a pastor. It's helped me as a leader because at our church, we run a school. So it's helped us, kind of understand the teachers and parents and all of that. And it's caused conflict to drop by 90%. Because now I don't take it personal.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't take it personal. Now I understand why you do what you do. if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I love it. And I'm the first African-American to write about the Enneagram. So yeah, so many people have written books on it, but I didn't realize till my publisher said, well, you're the first person of color to write about the Enneagram. I'm like, oh, okay. But I just know that it has been a wonderful, wonderful tool to help in understanding people that you have to work with, people you have to lead, how to manage all of these difficult personalities. Because many of us work, staph infections don't just occur at the hospital.
Right.
Staph infections occur with people that you work with.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. And how do you manage those people? And I often call those people, they're always difficult people. I call them cave people.
Mm-hmm.
And cave people is an acronym for Christians against virtually everything.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, sir.
They against everything. So how do you manage these people? They'll make you dust off your cussing outfit. That's how so it can be very difficult.
What I like more than anything is that you have humor with this. And I think in this day and age, people need to have humor. We're living in some very critical times right now. We have gone through something that people will never understand, a pandemic, financial loss. I mean, even if we look back in 2008, when the economy crashed, then people have just been having one blow after another. And I think when you do finally put like-minded people together, you have a basket of just broken people, so that's why I think this is really important.
Right. And you realize that some chemicals don't mix. I mean, we all know that, some chemicals just don't mix. When you're dealing with family and friends, they're just, you often wonder why some people are so easy to work with. Why are some people so difficult to work with? And you just need to understand that. And so we need tools to be able to manage and navigate that. And the Enneagram becomes that tool.
Okay. All right. Very good. We have a couple of people responding. She said she is 2.
Said I'm a 2 with a 7 tendency. All right.
Interesting. All right. So we're gonna let you keep driving the bus. Whenever you ready. Ladies first. Do you want
to go? Kay Renee, you ready to go?
Ladies first.
Okay. So I looked at your numbers. Your highest number is a 2, which means you are a loving person. You have never met a stranger. You easily connect with people. You know how to put other people's needs before your needs. Sometimes you get a little upset that people are not as in tune to your needs as you are to theirs.
Speak.
And you are a giver. So you give a lot, and sometimes you attract takers. So but you know how to manage them.
Mm-hmm.
People sometimes can mistaken your niceness for weakness.
Oh, Jesus.
But you will never start a fight, but you'll finish one.
Oh boy.
You are also as much as you like people, there are moments during the day that you do need to be alone to process your feelings and thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
So you love connecting and hanging out with people, but you have no problem in being by yourself for a minute. You have no problem in having a me time. You are a thinker. You kind of analyze things. You can overthink some stuff too, from time to time. And you have a great sense of intuition. So you can kind of sense something about to happen. Mm-hmm. You can't put your finger on it, but you could feel something.
Yes.
It's only when you go against that you regret it. You'll say, something told me not to do that. Right. Something told me, and that. And the other thing is you're also a very loyal person. And so you could be loyal to a fault. Now there are people that once people are taking advantage of you, you know how to shut it down.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't know how to shut it down with people who are real close to you. They know how to talk you into stuff that you say, I ain't gonna do that no more, and I don't know why I do that, and you keep doing it because they know how to sweet talk you.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're real, you're very loyal.
Sir, doctor, can you hold on a minute? I don't want to lose a co-host here. I don't want to lose. No, I'm just right.
Hey, Renee, am I telling the truth?
Yeah.
They say, tell the truth, shame the devil. I am good. Okay.
Doctor, continue on. Yeah.
And I can accept it. So I'm a different K. Renee. Now, if you had done this test for me maybe 10 years ago, I'd been like, slam it down right now. But now it's a different K. Renee. So please continue, Pastor.
Please continue. I just wanted to tell you, I can't lose my co-host, brother. That's all I was going to say. That's all.
And the interesting thing is K. Renee, is you're a 3, which means you like process, like you like order, you like structure. You're allergic to incompetent and inefficient people. They make you break out into hives. You're the one who says people do whatever they want around here. Ain't a system for nothing. Nobody follows the rules. They need to follow the rules, the process. This is what you're supposed to do. So you say stuff like that. You make an excellent coach because you know how to create systems to bring the best out of people. You can be exhausted because you are easy to talk to. So you're caught up in a lot of family and friends drama because they always want to put you in the middle of it. Well, such and such said this, and you're always, and see, what you do is you're a truth sayer. So you ask them, do you want me to tell you what you want to hear, or do you want me to tell you the truth? Because sometimes your words can be kind of harsh. Mm-hmm. You meant what you said, you just didn't mean for it to come out the way it did. Mm-hmm. And when you are a friend indeed. And when somebody is your enemy, they're your enemy indeed.
Woo, speak.
Because you don't forget an injustice. You may forgive, but you will not forget.
That's right.
You like my grandmother who said, if you spit at me, it can't come back clean. So now I got to deal with you in a different way.
Amen.
And you're a truth sayer. So a lot of times people, they really get a little offended sometimes because you are a truth sayer. And you're like, look, don't come at me with no foolishness. If you don't have facts, if you don't have the truth, I don't want to hear no rumors. I don't care what other people think. If you don't have facts, because you're willing to work on constructive criticism of yourself, but you ain't about nobody coming to you with no foolishness. Because you're not going to pray about it nor read scripture about that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. Is that making sense?
Oh my God.
Now here's some stuff you need to work on, K. Renee. Is something's going on in your life that's not allowing you to tap into your creativity. So you are operating out of your reserve. So something's going on that's pulling you, that you're giving a lot of attention and it's draining you. And you need to, I would say, take a dance class, an art class, a music class, because that's going back, because your numbers are good. You do have some great numbers. You're a balanced person. But I think right now, whatever's going on, it's taking a lot out of you. And you're giving so much. In fact, you need to be careful because you are being too committed to uncommitted people. They're not committed to their growth. And you're constantly praying for them and they're partying, you're fasting and they're eating. So whoever that is and whatever that is, you need to really understand to take care of yourself because you're going to burn out. Because what keeps the fire burning is space between the logs. Does that make sense? Renee, am I telling the truth or am I just...
Where's Mike?
All right. Well, I could go on and
Mike. Drop that mic, Pastor. Lord have mercy, Jesus.
Pastor, I've been her friend for over 30 years. Mm-hmm. And everything you said as a good friend of hers was absolutely the truth. And we've talked about this. We in some shape, form, or fashion, what you say, oh my God, I'm speechless. I'm done. I don't even know if I want to hear my ass tonight. Right, because that's right.
Well, here's the last thing is, I noticed with K. Renee's thing is that she's also a 7, which means, she's kind of adventurous. So you like to, she's a calculated risk taker.
Wow.
But the problem is with this 7, it, you love to travel, you love to go, to an extent, I should say. But the issue sometimes is that you can be complicated in relationships because you need companionship, affection, and freedom all at the same time.
Oh, yes.
So you just drive the person that you're in relationship with crazy, because anytime you feel like that your freedom is being taken away, that's when the relationship goes south.
My first
because
marriage.
you need flexibility, you need freedom. Now you're gonna get the job done, you're gonna do the right thing, but you don't need people having trails on you and all that stuff on you, because that stuff really irks you, and it brings out the side of you that people don't like to see. That strong personality come out.
Why weren't you here when I was married to my ex-husband? God dog it. We could have still been married, but no. God dog it. You need to talk to him. He's
this is unbelievable. This is really unbelievable.
Too, Pastor. You need to go talk to him because we still would have been married. How about that?
Yep. So you see what I'm saying? So okay, I'm done with that. So I know we got to. So
no,
so
you fine. You fine. Out of all the guests we've ever had, that was probably I just okay. No, you fine on time. It's on your time. It's your birthday, so go right ahead.
Oh,
right.
Jesus.
So that kind of I think that what you need, if you do that, get in touch with your creativity. It's going to balance you off. It's going to take a lot of the edge off of you. It's going to get you a little bit more centered, because what you want is balance.
Yes.
If that makes sense.
Oh, it makes perfect sense.
Now,
thank you, Cass.
Yes. Chad Daddy, are you ready?
Oh, Lord. I think we might have to bring you back for another night. Yes, sir. Oh, my God. I don't look. Let me put a seatbelt on.
Get ready.
I'm probably going to be the demon child that he reads.
No.
Okay. All right. I'm ready.
Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
So your highest number is a 7, which means you are an adventurer. You love to travel. All we got to do is say let's, and you are ready to go. You know the great places to go eat, to go shop. You know the great places to go vacation and all of that. You are a big picture person. You are not detailed unless you have to be. If you have to be detailed, you know how to be detailed. But if you can let it go, you'll let it go. You are complicated in relationships because you also need companionship, affection, and freedom all at the same time. You also don't like people changing your style. This is me. You love it or leave it. You ain't, you're not going. And because you have a high 7, you are typically going to be in charge of wherever you are. You're going to be in charge because you don't like people telling you what to do. You don't like people looking over your shoulder. You don't like people micromanaging you. You are the life of the party. As soon as you arrive, you bring the fun. So if we're at a function and everybody's sitting around, when you get there, you say, I know this ain't no funeral. Everybody need to get up. We're going to dance. We're going to play cards. We're going to do something. You're going to bring out the fun in people. And everybody going to say, aren't you crazy? Aren't you so much fun? Because everyone loves to hang out with you because of your 7. Now, interesting is because you're a 7 means you've never met a stranger as well. And people kind of think that because you are very, easygoing and fun, one of the things that you don't like is clingy or needy people. So you can't stand that. Anybody who's clingy or who's needy and all that kind of stuff, that just pisses you off. You like, look, boo, this is not, this is not the person that you need to be hanging out with. Every time we with you, you in need of this and you in need of that. That's like, no, that automatically, you shut that friendship down because you like, look, I'm not doing that.
That's right. Oh,
I'm
my
not
God.
doing
That's
that.
right.
Oh, my God.
You're also a 2, which means you know how to put other people's needs before your needs. You are a giver. And sometimes you have to be careful because you do attract takers. All the people love to come and just drain you. They drain you for your wisdom. They drain you for your friendship. And sometimes you are literally exhausted when you go to bed at night because you say, my gosh, Cheryl done called me 3 times. Let me call her back. Goodness gracious. Folks, she swear up and down I'm being funny. Let me call up Harold right now because I swear he done called me 4 times. Let me call him up. And you're exhausted because you are in the middle of stuff because you're easy to talk to as well. So a lot of family drama, a lot of all this stuff you in the middle of. And you sometimes scratch your head and say, how in the HELL did I get in the middle of all this? And you just don't understand it sometimes, if that makes sense. And you're also another one who is upset that, people are not as in tune to your needs as you are to theirs. So you can come in, and both of you, which is really wonderful, is you can both come in and sense each other need a hug, just need some time, some space. You can sense that, but other people don't always sense that. And so that can sometimes upset you because you know how to make people feel special and they don't know how to make you feel special. And that sometimes can bother you, because you're going to give and you're going to do the right thing. And you don't understand why, when people are their special days, their special event, you are willing to go over and above to make them feel special. And they'll turn around and say, oh, Chad Daddy, was that your birthday? Oh, yeah. Happy birthday to you. and you done rented out a boat. You done everything for their special day. And they just kind of go, oh, yeah, happy birthday to you. And that really, it upsets you because your currency is not money. Your currency is just some affirmation. Just make me feel special. And that goes a long way than any resources, because God has always provided for you. So God has always made provisions and everything. And usually the people who have taken advantage of you, God has always compensated you for their foolishness, if that makes sense. And then you're a 3, which means you're a process person. So there is structure. You like your environment harmonious and peaceful. You cannot work in drama. Like in the middle of drama, mess, all of that kind of stuff, you can't work in that. And you're allergic to incompetent and inefficient people as well.
Good night, sir. Good night. Good night.
They make you break out into hives.
Sir, you said enough. Good night. Good night, Reverend.
You're just like, I can't do it. And some days you sit there and you're like, I can't do it. I can't do it. I cannot.
Good night, sir. I can't hear another word. Right? I cannot.
And they're constantly telling you, oh, just hang in there, Chad Daddy. You said, no, boo, I can't. I really can't. I have run the last mile of the way with this person. Lord. And so you can't. And not only does something need to be good, it needs to look good. So how stuff is presented and all of that really kind of disturbs you.
It does.
And wow. You're a very loyal person. You can be loyal to a fault. There are people that you really need to let go of in your life. And for some reason, they're still there. You just, you like, okay. And sometimes you have become a squirrel. You have collected a lot of nuts and just crazy people all around you. And you've been able to manage their craziness with humor and all of that. But sometimes you can be exhausted because of it, if that makes sense. And you're also a peaceful person. So sometimes people have mistaken your niceness for weakness, and you're not. They think because you didn't raise your voice and all that. And what you're doing all along is you're saying, we don't have to talk like this. We don't have to go there, all of that. And as soon as they keep crossing the line, you're not responsible for what comes out of your mouth at that point. You know what I'm saying? You like
I'm
okay.
so glad this is being recorded.
Me too. Me too.
And it's the same way with K. Renee. People are like, why are you talking like that? Well, you took me there.
That's right.
See, if you wouldn't have taken me there, because
be
that's not your normal style. So they take you there. And then they get upset when you go there. Because you've said all along, we don't have to talk like this. We can be respectful, because you know how to be respectful of people. But when people keep coming at you and keep accusing you and keep lying on you and keep cheating on you and keep saying things about you, at this point, you know, we ain't reading scriptures no more. We ain't praying about this no more. We getting ready to go. We getting ready to go at it.
What's the saying, Pastor? Don't come for me unless I send for you. How about that?
That's right.
That's exactly right.
Don't come for me unless I send for you.
Exactly, and that's exactly right. Because you gonna make some folk dust off their cussing outfit. When you dust off your cussing outfit, you're not responsible for what come out of your mouth.
That's right.
If that makes sense. Now here's the thing. I would say there are times, Chat Daddy, that you could probably stand up for yourself a little bit more. That sometimes, you know, and it's not with people that you don't know you need to stand up to. It's people who are real close to you. You really don't necessarily like to disrupt the relationship because you value friendship. So sometimes you won't say what you really want to say to them because you don't want to offend them. And so a lot of times but here's the interesting thing though, Chad, that is that they can say all kind of stuff to you, you know, and you be sitting there cringing like, wait a minute, now you just said all that. And then they get real sensitive when you say things back to them. And so that sometimes can disturb you that people do that. But you also are very balanced. I see you have a nice size 4. So are you like an artist? Do you like do writing, creative? What do you do, Chad?
All of that. I've had a really wild career. I've touched both radio, television, and newspaper in the third largest market in the country, and have no background in this whatsoever. It's for the love of people. It's for the love of conversation. It's for the love of bringing mankind together. The funniest thing is I actually wanted to be a pastor or a minister when I was younger. I wanted to go into the ministry when I was younger, and people disencouraged me to do it for various reasons. I even have met with people recently and said, I would love to go into the ministry. How did you? And they'll change the subject to gossip, anything else, but they refuse to give me the inside secret of how I can minister to people.
You're doing it now.
Yes.
This is ministry right here. What are you talking about? You're doing ministry right now.
Right.
Every time you get on in front of people, you're influencing people, you're helping people. Remember, part of Chat Daddy, what you've done most of your life has been helping people.
That's right.
You've done that your whole life. Your numbers. You've put other people's needs before your needs. You have loved people through some difficult times. You have sat on the phone till 12, 1 o'clock in the morning, trying to talk them off ledges and all that. You have been there for them in their darkest hour. You have brought flowers to them. You have cooked dinner for them. You've done all this stuff for people in their darkest hour. And you have been a valued and trusted friend. Everybody who know you feel like you're their best friend.
Amen.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Because and you have an infectious personality.
I said one day, you're absolutely right about that, Pastor. And I walked into a room and somebody said, oh my God. I said, I don't know not one damn person in this room. They was like, everybody know you. I said, I don't know these people. I said, oh, okay. Hey. Yes, you're right.
But you have that, but see, you have that because of your 7, you have such an inviting personality that you make people feel relaxed and fun. Like when we're in the midst of something very serious, your personality knows how to take the edge off the room. So you'll walk in and we're stressful, and you'll walk in and crack a joke. And say, y'all all look like we about to die up in here. We gonna live. God gonna make us live. And people will start laughing.
That's right.
You will bring some sense of hope to hopeless situations. So that's why people love you. That's why they call you all the time and they ask you 50 million thousand questions, your advice and all that. You really should have been a life coach, considering all the stuff that you've had to deal with and help people through.
Truth again.
I don't know. I just don't know what to say. You've moved me to tears this evening. You really have, because I took a test in 2019 that dealt with people. It dealt with people and disabilities and their thought process. And out of everybody in a class of people who held doctorate degrees, law degrees, all of that, but they had some form of a disability, I scored higher than anybody in that room. And we're talking about people who had several degrees and all of that. And I scored higher than all of those people in that room. Yeah,
because you literally, and the interesting thing is you have the capacity to do multiple things. So you can be the jack of all trade and sometimes master of none, because you could do multiple things. And one of the reasons is because you get bored very easily. So that's why you have to have multiple things around you, because you can get bored. But again, you're the life of the party. You're a lot of fun, and all that.
And it's interesting, Pastor, that both he and I, we have similar traits, but we work so well together.
Yeah. You guys work so well. In fact, I've yet to see someone as compatible as both of you working together. As you guys do. And let me tell you, you guys have so much fun together. You can't believe that you actually get paid to do this, because it's so much fun.
We don't, Pastor. We do this out of our hearts. This show was started during the pandemic as a way to keep people entertained. We just came up with this one night. This show is just a show we do out of love. We don't know. There's no money in this. We do this 3 nights a week.
Not yet.
Right. Not yet.
Daddy, this is what you're doing. Is, God has a way of doing things in God's own timing. So I believe that as you doing this, God is going to open up a door for you to be compensated. Because remember, what you both do is never for money.
Right.
It's always out of your heart. But check this out. God has always sent things back to you 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6-fold.
Absolutely.
So God has always taken care of you because you followed your heart. That's why God keeps blessing both of you. And I believe that somebody will pick this up and create a whole experience out of it. Because I believe that this is it's a platform for ministry for the both of you. And you guys work both well together. Your personalities, you kind of play off of each other, and that's what's the fun about it. And you don't take it personal.
It's so funny because you mentioned about art. Even in my background, I don't know if you saw it before, I've been in an audit compliance space for over 20 years, but I'm also a writer. I'm a blogger. And because of Chat Daddy, Big Brother, as I like to call him, he has really inspired me to do my own podcast. So you talk about creativity. That's something for me. I am just I love to write. I love to be creative. So I always thank him for giving me this opportunity. And besides, he's my big brother. We can talk about stuff and not get penalized by the FCC. So it's all good.
And it's been great therapy. It's been excellent therapy.
Yes.
It's been therapy like you wouldn't believe. The number of people we've had, major celebrities, much like yourself and other Hollywood types. I had a publicist in Hollywood tell me the other day she thought that Kay Renee and I were the best team that she's seen in a long time on anything broadcasting. And I said, you got to be kidding. And not that I didn't believe it, but she was like, oh no, just love you all. Just love you all. Yeah. I was like, wow. Interesting. I guess a lot of times you don't see the magic and power until other people confirm it for you.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So the numbers, one of the things that I like about the Enneagram is the numbers don't lie. And right. So you just heard me go through it. And so I always tell people, imagine if you had this information on everybody that you work with, everybody that you live with, or in relationship with, how wonderful that would be. Because now when, for example, when Kay Renee has a strong personality about something, Chat Daddy, you don't take it personal. You like, okay, she gonna get over it. She's a teddy bear. Sometimes she'll just be strong personality, but she really a softie in her. Do you know all of this stuff? You get what I'm saying? When Chat Daddy is pushing you, because Kay Renee, you may be a little bit reserved. You're a calculated risk taker. He telling you don't have nothing to lose. You don't have nothing to lose. Why can't you do that? Well, I can't do nobody. I can't. Why can't he keeps saying, why can't you do that? Everybody else does it. Well, I want it because Kay Renee wants it to be perfect when it goes out. Well, it's not going to be perfect. And so you've learned that you can constantly improve it. Remember, the first iPhone we don't have. iPhones, we already know they're going to what? Always improve it.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
We already know it. It's built into their system that you're going to get a new iPhone because what? They're going to update the system. So part of why you guys need to be together is because you complement each other. And that's what I love about it is Enneagram is this tool to help people find purpose. Because think about this, the people who give you the most problems in your life are people who do not know their purpose.
Woo! Speak. Yes.
They give you the most problem. And if you think about it, and let me rephrase it. The people who give you the most problems in your life are people who don't know their business, therefore they're in yours.
That's right.
That's right.
That's
a nugget. That's a nugget right there. That's
purpose is offensive. See, it's offensive because once I know what I'm supposed to do, I no longer can be co-opted by other people.
That's right.
Amen.
Yep.
So that's what I love about this Enneagram. It helps you to understand your purpose. It helps you to be healed from all of your past stuff. It helps you to understand and put in perspective so that you can get healing and you can start having success in relationship where I'm not showing up expecting other people to be like me.
Right. Absolutely.
Is that making sense?
Oh, it does. It does. So let's talk about your book. I want people to support and buy. You were outstanding this evening out of all the fortune tellers, therapists, doctors. I'm telling you, you really affirmed me this evening, personally speaking. You affirmed me this evening. We started this show off talking about suicidal thoughts and fighting suicide and all of that, and speaking, from personal experience to you now confirming something and I not know what you were going to say. And so I appreciate you. Really, you've given. And didn't I say earlier, Kay Renee, I said people who are struggling like this need to hear something that will generate new energy. And look at what happened with our guest this evening. We had no idea we're going this direction.
Not at all.
Right. So let's talk about your book, sir.
So I wrote the book. This is the book here. It's Building a Better You, using the Enneagram to find purpose, healing, and success in relationships. I did write it during the pandemic. You can get it at ddarrellgriffin.com.
We got
online.
you.
Hold on.
We got you.
Okay, yeah, Darrell Griffin. There it is. You can get it there, or you can get it on Amazon. And the test that I had Kay Renee and Chat Daddy take is called 9types.com.
Yeah, I had it up here. Oh, here it is. Here it is.
And, and here it is. This is the Ready test. It's the one in the upper left-hand corner. And, there are multiple tests. I like to take the 9 types because it's free. There are many tests that you could take. And I know that most people will say, well, wait a minute, Pastor Griffin, when you teach the Enneagram, most people just focus on one number. They say, I'm a 7 with an 8 wing or a 6 wing. They say this different thing. They only look at one number. I teach the Enneagram differently, where I look at all of your numbers. And the reason you notice me, I went through all your numbers, because when you go to the doctor doesn't look at just one of your numbers. The doctor looks at all of your numbers, because all of your numbers speak to your overall health.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why I look at it. And so I talk about in this. So part of the book is about understanding ourselves. Then I do a whole section on personal mission statements, because it's interesting that businesses, organizations, companies, churches, schools all have mission statements. And mission statements keep us focused, and all of that helps us know why we're doing what we're doing. Well, it's important that we have a personal mission statement to be able to do that as well. And I have a brother, an older brother, who's a plastic surgeon in Beverly Hills. So if you remember the show Extreme Makeover, they used to make over the people.
Yes.
That's my oldest brother.
Get out of here.
Yeah, that's Dr. Anthony Griffin. You can Google him.
Yes.
That's my oldest brother.
I know who he is.
Yep.
Yeah, we know who he is. Wow.
And so he's in Beverly Hills. And my brother Kelly worked for GCI for many years and worked at BT.
Kelly Robinson.
Kelly G.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Small world.
And Elroy Smith helped him get his job there. But at BT, now he works for Studio 300. But anyway, to say all that, my oldest brother made us do a mission statement, because I have 4 brothers and we were going to do business things together. So he asked us to create a personal mission statement. And my personal mission statement is to educate, empower, and transform people. All right. And so every time anyone asks me to do something, I always ask, am I going to be educated by it? Am I going to educate others? Am I going to empower others? Am I going to be empowered? Am I going to transform? And if I can't answer that, then I don't go. Because we can do anything, but we can't do everything.
Right.
So I challenge people to have a mission statement. That mission statement is like a flight plan. We can't leave Chicago on a plane without the pilots filing a flight plan.
That's right.
So what I love about having a personal mission statement is, if you're going to California and I'm going to New York, we automatically know we're going in different directions.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So now I automatically realize that we're not compatible. So that's why I tell people, when you introduce yourself to people and you're dating people and you're in relationship with people, find out what their mission statement is, because that can automatically help you to weed out. Because remember, you can do anything, but you cannot do everything. So it helps you to stay focused so that you don't wander in the street and get hit by distraction. Okay. I was in Africa and I wanted to do multiple things in Africa. And the man told me that the guide who was with me, he said, Pastor Griffin, the man who chases 2 animals go hungry. Okay. You're doing too much.
What do you always say, Art? TTM, team too much.
Don't I say it? I say it all the time. I said, honey, you on team too much. Honey, you on team too much. I said, what the hell is you doing? You on team too much. I do. I say it all the time.
Oh, goodness.
So that's where it's about helping people. And so part of this Enneagram is I do it, helping with teams, helping with families. I'll leave this last thing. I thought the Enneagram really didn't apply to parents and their children and all that. I didn't think that. And you all know Walt Whitman from the Soul Children. Walt
Absolutely.
Walt kept telling me, he said, Pastor, you got to teach the Enneagram for the Soul Children and their parents. And I'm like, all right. So I went and taught. And here's the thing. I finished the Enneagram and a parent came up to me and said, Pastor Griffin, you have solved in this 2-hour workshop, you solved the problem with my daughter that my daughter and I have been struggling. We've been in therapy for 3 years and you have solved our problem in 2 hours. And I said, what? I said, what are you talking about? Mm-hmm. She said, I am a 1, a 3, and an 8. So that means strong personality, process person, all of that. Her daughter is a 2, a 4, and a 7. The daughter is a flower child. The mother is rigid. Right. So the mother used to say that her daughter just never seemed organized. She just, everything is just loosey-goosey and just do whatever that she want to do. She never colors in the lines. And here's what she discovered by the Enneagram. Is her daughter was never going to do that. She said what I was doing was trying to make my daughter into me instead of allowing her to be herself.
Amen. Yes.
And so then fast forward. So I ran into them about 3 or 4 years later. I didn't remember them. They remembered me. And so I asked her, I said, well, how's your daughter doing? And she said, we have a wonderful relationship. The only thing I regret is that I didn't learn the Enneagram sooner because I don't know how much damage I've done thus far. We're trying to undo it, but I was so rigid that I couldn't see past myself because I wanted her to be me and I need her to be herself. So that's why I love the Enneagram, because it helps understand and manage people. Like I have 2 children, and because of the Enneagram, I'm able. One is my oldest son is at Morehouse, so he's followed me at Morehouse. My second son is 17, but because I know the Enneagram, I know how to manage them differently. Now, I grew up in a house where they didn't care about any of your opinions or any of your feelings. Okay, I grew up in a house where they could legally kill you and go and tell the police that I killed them.
That's right.
I grew up in that kind of house where time out it was the time it took you to wake up from being knocked out.
That's right.
So that's right. But my point is that we didn't have an opportunity. It was too many children my parents had for us to be seen as individuals. But the Enneagram gave me a system to know how to manage my children. How to affirm them, how to help them. Because one of my children, I do need to be stern and firm with. But my other son, I can't. If I'm firm and stern with him, he shuts down.
Yep.
But as long as I'm not, raising my voice and I'm real calm, he will do everything that needs to be done. You get what I'm saying? And so I try to explain this to my mom and dad when my dad has passed with my mom. And she was like, well, y'all didn't come with no manual. I didn't have no manual. So I just had to make sure none of you went to jail. You all got degrees. So we did a pretty good job. But they don't realize how much terror they did. We're all scarred people in therapy and all that too.
This has been probably the most fascinating show we've ever had on here. And how I know is that people are paying attention. People have been texting me. The numbers have increased on the viewership just alone from this conversation. Here's the deal, Reverend. I think that this should be administered to everyone in 8th grade as a part of curriculum, where they're so busy giving these aptitude tests and these, with the number 2 pencil. I think a test like this would help a lot in a city of Chicago, where we're having all these young men and women committing all this crime. If you take a test and know what type of child you have, you can direct them into the arts. You can direct them into a barber program, a mechanics, or what. Look, I would love for this to be administered to our young people, because really, I feel like this is almost 40 some years too late for me, because this is something I knew about myself as a young child. You know what I'm saying? But nobody ever tapped into my energy, my thought, any of that. And so everything you're saying, I think someone in 8th grade needs to have this before they go on to high school. I really do. I really do. I really, really do. Matter of fact, our good friend, actress Takia Crystal Kima, she is watching us tonight. We just love her. We just love and adore her, and she's watching us tonight, and she agrees with all of this. I just really, how do we even get this in the schools? I know this is a Christian type of situation, but this really does, I think it would help with a lot of the situation we have going on right now.
I agree.
It will. And it's interesting. So I'll say this last thing that blew my mind. One day I was at Oakdale Christian Academy, and one of our teachers said to me, I want you to come down to, I think it was either kindergarten or 1st grade. And she did an experiment. She said, she told the children, she said, I want you children to pretend like you're flying. And so the children sat there and they said, we're flying, we're flying, we're flying. We have touched the sun, the moon, all of that. Then she took me up to 7th grade with the same experiment. And she told the children, she said, now pretend like you're flying. And these 7th and 8th graders were pretending like they were flying. And they said, we have touched the ceiling. So I was like, what do you mean? She said, the kindergartners and the 1st graders never saw a ceiling.
Wow.
The 7th and 8th graders did.
Wow.
What are we teaching our children between kindergarten and 8th grade that helps put limits, bars, and barriers around them, that they don't see the moon, the stars, and the sky?
Wow.
So you're right, Chat Daddy. We need to have something where our children are able to take the roof off so that they can continue to dream. They need to dream.
That's right.
And I remember, we're preachers, so we have like 3 or 4 closes, Chat Daddy. So
God, that's all right. Look, amen. Amen to all of this.
I remember when I was going to graduate school, and I went to my professor at Morehouse. I called him up and I said, hey, I'm applying to graduate school. And he said to me, where are you going? And I said, well, I named several schools. And he said, have you thought about going to Harvard? And I thought, well, I don't have the grades to go to Harvard, and it's so hard. And I told him, I said, getting into Harvard is like trying to find a needle in a haystack. So he told me, he said, young man, you are a Morehouse man. Morehouse men can do anything. He said, we're arrogant enough to believe that we can do anything. He said, what I want you to do, I'll do a recommendation, but you must apply to Harvard. And I said, well, Professor, if I apply to Harvard, it's like trying to find a needle in a haystack. He said, if you burn the hay, you will find the needle. So he said, apply. And guess what? I got my master's from Harvard.
That Harvard, Pastor. Harvard. That's how
my
you
point is that you need people to help you to take those limits off so that you can see things. Now, I would never have applied had he not pushed me to do that, because I thought, hey, this, I ain't had a grade, but I didn't really. And then I got there and I realized that some people ain't all that, So I realized that.
Right.
If that makes sense. But my point is that, Chad Daddy, you hit it on the head. If we can start with these children at 8th, 9th, 10th, we can help them. We can rescue them. And I think the Enneagram is an excellent tool for our teachers, our administrators. And even if we don't hit the students, even if we just talk to the teachers so that the teachers know how to manage the children.
Yes.
Because sometimes the teachers are thinking that every child learns like they think that they should learn. And there are creatives in the room. There are people who love to work with their hands. Not every child is going to go to college. I tell my church all the time, you all keep pushing all these kids to go to college. Listen, I'm sitting in my house and my heater pump went out on me. And guess what? It's $2,000.
Right.
I'm sitting there saying, well, heck, I should have went to become a plumber.
That's right. That's right.
You know,
That's right.
Right.
Check out your car. Your car, you know, nowadays, those car mechanics, plumbers, electricians, they make lots of money.
They do.
So we need to, you know, to think about everyone is not going to go to college. We would like for them to try it on for size. But we do need people who are entrepreneurs, people who are going to be our electricians, our maintenance. That we need all of that.
That's
and there's money to be made in that. Is that making sense?
Perfect sense.
All right.
I just have you got one more question to answer.
I said, please hit your famous question. And look, I need a nap after this. That's all I'm gonna say. And Pastor, you got a new friend. I told you oh my God. Okay.
No,
go ahead.
We family now, because if I sing happy birthday to someone, everybody know me. Your family, because I don't sing to everybody. Trust and believe it.
And now Bonnie gonna be dragging me to church with her. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right, go ahead, Kay Renee.
First of all, Pastor, thank you so much for stopping by and just living your truth, living your life with purpose. Happy birthday again. Besides that gentleman who is your angel, who inspires you to be the best Pastor Darrell Griffin this universe has ever seen?
Well, let me tell you who. It's interesting. I have several people who inspire me, but one is my colleague in ministry, and he inspires me. We've been friends for 30 plus years, and nowadays he's big time. So I would love for him to get on this show because he's big time now.
Absolutely.
He happens to be Senator Raphael Warnock in Georgia. That's my best friend. And so, that's my best friend in the world. So he inspires me. We write sermons on Friday. We plead the blood of Jesus on it. And now that he's a big time senator, we kind of encouraging each other through it. So he inspires me. I really encouraged him to run for the Senate. And we both worked together at Abyssinian in Harlem. So that's how we both went to Morehouse. I know his family, know all of that. So he's really an inspiration to me. And I see, even in the midst of all of the attacks, how he remains calm and cool under that pressure. Being in the center of the universe as the pastor of Ebenezer, as a U.S. Senator, and all of that. And yet still, I can talk about his mama because I know his mama. I know Verlene. I know his mama. I know his family. I know all of them. And I just love him. And another person that inspires me is my own pastor, Dr. Calvin Otis Butts III, who is the pastor of Abyssinian. He really and truly, he's a cancer survivor. He's an activist. He is just a wonderful, wonderful man of God. And so I am always inspired by him as well.
Well, guess what? You've inspired me. Thank you so much you spoke some truth about my Enneagram. And I kept saying it incorrectly. So thank you for correcting that Enneagram. And I'm hoping whoever the next man in my life is listening, y'all know what I'm about. So we're not gonna have no problems the second time around when I get married again. How about that?
Yes, you gonna make it. You have, and remember, make him take the Enneagram so that you will know. Because see, you'll know instantly. Danger, danger, danger.
That's right.
Bridges out. Danger,
right.
danger, danger.
That's
Crazy
right.
person ahead.
That's right.
Oh my God. I don't even know what to say at this point. I am just overcome with emotions. I appreciate you, brother. You are just so incredible. I should have known from the moment I met you on Daytime Chicago to this evening. You have just been really a guardian tonight, just the angel of truth and wisdom. And I appreciate you so much. Everything that you said is what has been in my mind all along, but it has never come out right and been interpreted correctly. Everything you said is right. And so I just thank you. I promise you, I will be in church with Bonnie one Sunday. I promise you, now that I done put that out there, I will be there. And I look forward
too.
And I look forward
as well. You know, Bonnie been a member of Oakdale. Bonnie Deshawn. She not known Johnny come lately. She been a member of that church for 30-something years.
Yes, yes.
And she used to sing in the choir.
That's right. That's right.
Wow.
So listen, Takia, that's right. Her brother Vince's birthday is today. Vince Walker, we want to say happy birthday to you as well, too. Takia just wished you a happy birthday, Pastor. See there?
Thank you. So
yes,
much.
Isn't that wonderful? Everybody is loving you tonight. Just incredible. Just incredible. Anytime you want to come back, anytime you want to put any of your friends, big or small, we're here for them.
That's right.
We don't care. At this point, you can have a guy from the shoe shine place come on and just tell us about shining shoes. We don't care. We trust you. We trust you.
Just anytime. Listen, I enjoy it. You just let me know whenever you want. I've written a book on this on the Enneagram. I also wrote a book on transitions. So my first book was on transitions, and that could be another experience we could talk about, is how do we navigate these transitions
that
are going on right now.
That's right. Okay. You got it.
Let me know.
You got it. I'm connected to you. I got it.
Pastor, I bake the best sweet potato pie on the planet. So when you want one, you get.
Amen. K. Renee, let me tell you, I love sweet potato pie.
Oh, well, I got to get bacon there so you can get your sweet potato pie.
Amen. I received that. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, my God. I love it. I love you.
Hey, Renee, I feel the love. This has been the best birthday present I've had. Because, I tell people when they say, well, Pastor, how old are you? And I tell them I'm celebrating the 7th anniversary of my 50th birthday.
All right now.
Very good.
I'm 57, but I'm celebrating the 7th anniversary of my 50th birthday.
Wow. You don't look that old, Pastor. You've not let your brother work on you, have you?
No, it's funny.
You ain't let him experiment on you, did you? You ain't let him look, take a little of this out and put a little of that out.
I need him to help me.
Right.
But you're saying, all right, black don't crack. Now, come on, man.
Yes.
That's right.
Look, if I had a brother that was a plastic surgeon, every time he come to visit, I'd be like, well, you got a scalpel on you? You got a scalpel on you? Can you pull right here a little bit?
But here's the thing is, he always gives significant discounts to my members. But he never tells me who they are.
We come to church.
Okay. So that's right. So let me tell you, sometimes people will come up to me and they say, now, Pastor Griffin, what's your brother's name again? And then I don't see them for like 4 or 5 weeks.
Yes.
And I say, where you been? Oh, I went out to LA to see my sister and all that. And I kind of stayed out there. Right. And then it doesn't dawn on me till a couple of months later. They had work done.
Yes. I love it. I do. Pastor, you have been amazing. Happy birthday. God bless you. We'll be in touch very soon because I'm gonna have you back on. We're gonna talk about a couple of other things, and then I think I have an idea for you because you need a TV show. We'll talk about that. You need a TV show. You really do. You need a TV. We'll talk about that. You do.
All right.
Tell people again how they can find you and follow you on your website. And you did a great job tonight.
Yeah, ddarrellgriffin.com. I'm also on Facebook. You can follow me on all the little social media platforms. So you can follow me. And thank you so much for this opportunity. You all have really and truly blessed me tonight.
Oh, thank you. No, you really blessed us. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. God bless you. We'll talk to you soon. Okay. All right. Take care. All right. Oh my God. Oh, I am exhausted. I am exhausted.
You know what's gonna happen after this show? I'm gonna have to rewind it and hear it.
Me too. Me too. Like, look, I'm gonna have somebody edit it and everything. Yes, I'm gonna have somebody edit the show and everything.
Point. Because I saw a look on your face when he was speaking about me. I was like, oh, snap-a-doodle. Snap-a-doodle. He's speaking some truth.
I speechless. Again, I've gone to spiritual psychics, fortune tellers, shamans. I've talked to everybody about, yes. Maya Angelou even prophesied to me during an interview one time. And for
something that she has said came riveting back to what Pastor said to you.
You can't do epic shit with basic people. You cannot. And that's the way it works. You cannot do epic shit.
You can't be mediocre. You can't.
Yep, you cannot. K. Renee, go ahead, baby. I'm sorry.
No, we don't deal with mediocrity and foolishness. That's what we don't do.
You cannot. Yeah.
You ready for this
nugget, darling? Yes.
Yes. After all that, I got to fan the nugget.
I gotta lay down. I got to lay down.
Wait a minute, let me get the nugget out.
I'm about to faint. I'm about to faint any second.
All right, here we go. It's Motivational Monday, y'all. First Monday in May, and here it is. A bad attitude can literally block love, blessings, and destiny from finding you. Don't be the reason that you don't succeed. Again, this is Motivational Monday. Hashtag change your attitude to gratitude and be that reason for success.
Lord have mercy. Amen. Amen. For more information,
put a period on that.
Put a period on that. That's right. Wait a minute. I gotta find Joe. Hold on. Where is it at in here? Karen's right. Look, I done deleted it by accident again. Karen'sNuggetsOfKnowledge.com. You guys, please go to Karen'sNuggetsOfKnowledge.com. Support her on all of her social media platforms. Outstanding job tonight, K. Renee. Oh, here she is. No, it's back. Yay! Karen'sNuggetsOfKnowledge.com. Don't forget, we will not be here tomorrow night, but we'll be back on Wednesday night talking about celebrating Mother's Day. Whether your mother is alive or not, we're going to talk about wonderful things you can do to honor your mom. And then we have a wonderful new book author coming on to talk to us about preserving the legacy of your mom once she has passed on and just trying to make things great. He was superb. He really was.
Yes, Dr. Cynthia. Yes.
Was just excellent. Yeah, he was. It was just amazing. It really was. All right. For more information about yours truly, please visit therealchatdaddy.com, therealchatdaddy.com. We love you guys so very much. Thank you for hanging out with us. The numbers continue to rise as the longer we stayed on the air. He was incredible tonight.
Yes,
really, he was. All right, you guys, we love you. We'll see you Wednesday night. Be well, everyone. Good night.
Bye.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Real